Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Great Eagle, a sun pilot. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation to all you wonderful people out there. How are we all doing this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever you are around the world? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Eagle's Nest, and welcome to the final stream of the week, the final stream of the FSExpo shuttle. It has been great fun flying with you all here this week. Back in the background, just beside me, we have Max Recent joining me on the way up to Providence for one last time here. We do have a little bit of ATC online right now, and it seems like Providence approach is gearing up. We have DCA ground online right now, and shenanigans have already started here on the VATSIM network. Seemed like someone called up that has absolutely no clue what they are doing. So welcome to the world of VATSIM. Glad you're jumping feet first into flight simulation. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but hopefully they will eventually they'll eventually get the hang of it. Max Reason says, "Howdy, how are you doing?" Max Reason, William, welcome. Says, "Greetings, welcome to the Eagle's Nest, William. Glad to have you here with us this evening." It is kind of even though the sim makes it look good, it's not really that nice of a day if you look at the ATIS here in DC. So we'll try to get out. We'll try to avoid the weather, which is why they're going north, because all the weather is to the south of the airport, to the north of the airport. Actually, it's not bad. So I think that's why they're running the runway 1 operation instead of a 19 operation. So what we will do is I've already kind of planned on on us taking a 10 knot tailwind just in case the winds aren't what the ATIS actually advertise. We should be good to go either way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get underway. Ed E says, hey guys, welcome. Ed E, glad you're able to make it back out for another stream. Let's go ahead and hop onto the flight deck and already getting resources usage exceeds GPU memory capacity. Awesome. There we go. Everything looks like it's running smoothly though, so we'll go ahead and recycle the IRs. There we go. We'll get the recorded ground control on. No need to test it since we have done a flight already today. All of this is looking good. We'll come all the way down to the anti-ice here. Everything is extinguished. Repeat is an auto. Cabin pressurization is an auto. All of our lights are set how they should be. We'll go ahead and get the APU started up here. Seatbelt sign is off, no smoking on. Our emergency lights are armed. The observer's PA is out to the 3 o'clock position. RMP is on VHF3 and data mode there. The rest of the overhead panel looks good. Coming over to the glare shield here, all the lights are extinguished on the left hand side. The captain's EFIS. I think the current altimeter, let me pull and ATIS one more time. Oops, nope, wrong one. So looking like 299 or 6. So we'll go ahead and set 96 once, twice, and thrice. There we go. Excellent. We have numbers or digits in the windows here. Heading, vertical speed, all the push buttons extinguished. Let's see. We want we set the altimeter. We got the flight director on. Constraints 10 nautical miles arc. We don't need the view or ADF. That all looks good, and all the push buttons extinguished on that side. On the main instrument panel here, PFD, ND are in the correct orientation. Our ISIS is aligned. Upper and lower ECAM displays are in the correct orientation. Brick fence off. Landing gear showing down through green. Any scan nozzle steering is on. Correct date and mostly correct time. We are in the morning time today. The landing gear is down with no red arrow on the first officer's side. ND's on the left, PFD's on the right. Let's go ahead and go down to the Center pedestal here, we have an A321 with V2533A5 engines. Database is current. We will initialize our flight plan. RMP looks good. We have ground on. I'll put the CTAF and the standby there. ACP looks good. Lighting is set how we need to. Weather radar is off. PWS is off. Let's do an OSO check real quick. Oil looks good. Fuel, not fuel. Hydraulics all within the full range. No class 2 status messages down here. And 1800 PSI on our oxygen. Coming on down, our trim should be set to 0. Thrust levers idle. Engine master's off. Engine mode is norm. Speed brakes are retracted. Flaps are up. And our rudder trim window shows digits in there. And our gravity gear extension is stowed. Coming on up to the first officer's display. Have the load sheet on his side. That should be fine. We got him on VHF1. That looks good. His lights look good. The lighting on that side looks good. And we're squawking mode Charlie. 6533 is our... It was our auto ATC, but then ground decided that they wanted to hop online, and I'll accept that. So there we go. Let's go ahead and begin boarding up our passengers here. Load aircraft, GSX boarding and refueling. Wow, 227 passengers. This is going to take all day to board. There we go. There's no way 7,000. No, that's not what I have planned. 7. Oh, that's cargo capacity. Okay, I thought that was fuel. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get our.
Pilot Club 563. You can monitor the CTAF. Have a nice one.
We'll go ahead and get our.
Yeah, this is the first time I've flown out of this corner.
There we go.
It's a little complicated with all these.
Get our flight plan going up. There we go. I'll zoom in just a little bit here.
The big white pencil that's going to be in front of you.
I haven't seen that one before. Thanks.
ATC's being funny. Alrighty, we're going to be AAL 3318. Cost index is going to be 8. That's very low. Let's see, our cruising level will be 33. Very interesting. Okay, 33. 33,000 feet. We'll go ahead and insert that there. The current temperature, AIDAS, there we go, is going to be 31 degrees. We'll go over to the next page. Looking at our zero fuel weight and zero fuel weight CG, a zero fuel weight of 157.3. And a CG of 27.0%. That looks good. We're planning on a release fuel of 18.4. We'll zero out our route reserve, the alternate to Boston, 1.8. That all looks good. Let's go ahead and insert a flight plan here. We got cleared DCA Suki 5 Swan transition. So let's go ahead and they're departing runway 1. So runway 1, Suki 5 Swan. We'll insert that. And we'll plan the ILS to runway 5 and Providence. There, we're going to be on the Jordan 2 arrival. HTO transition, that looks good. We'll go ahead and insert that. Excellent. Let's see. We'll go back to the winds page here. We'll uplink our winds performance. If we come on over to our tablet, what I have done is we have DCA, runway 1, dry. I could change it to wet. We might get more restrictive numbers if I change it to wet, though. It doesn't say it's raining on the field, does it? Actually, they're using the Mount Vernon visual. Huh. Multiple approaches in use. Okay, so Yeah, we'll use dry numbers, especially since if we go outside and look around, the ground does not look even remotely wet, and that's really a judgment thing. Are they not going to be? Oh, they're waiting on a fueler to do their thing before they can load the bags. That's why it takes so long to load up. They refuse to load the bags with the fueler right there. That's weird. Okay. Okay, I wonder if I like switch it to like have it not be like a fuel truck that's in the ground, if they would actually use actually start boarding up. If the fuel truck was actually a legit fuel truck and not just like a transfer pump station. That's why it's been taking so long for us to get off the ground, because they have to wait and then we have to wait on them when it's all said and done. Anyway, all of that to say that if you were going to using the use of wet numbers can be completely at the captain's discretion. The captain can look outside, and if they think the runway is wet, then we will pull wet data or request the wet data. If in the opinion of the captain, we think it is dry, then it's our prerogative to go ahead and use dry numbers. So we'll use dry numbers for now. We'll see the prelim here, and we'll add 2,000 pounds, so 177.2. As you can see, the number I had in there was just for planning purposes. And what I like to do, it keeps syncing the live weather, which is absolutely terrible. But just in case, because I keep getting, if you look at the real world ADAs, it has, okay, 010 at 6, but they were using 19. So we can use that. We'll sync the live weather. I'll bump it up by a degree, just in case. 29906, we'll calculate that out. Excellent. Oh, we get slightly different numbers here. Alrighty, so we got 135, 140, 143, flaps 2, flex of 43. So we'll send that to the McDo. Excellent. Runway 135, 140, 143, flaps 2, flex 43. That looks good there. Let's go over to our descent phase. 290 knots. Secondary flight plan. We'll go ahead and copy over that. Let me check. When do they actually start? Okay. I guess now that he's done is when they're going to actually start loading up the aircraft. That's so weird. I have not noticed that ever. Okay. I don't know. That's interesting. GSX do better. I don't know, because you can load the aircraft. I think where GSX decides to put their fueling thing on the ground, because this little dot on the ground, that's not there in the scenery. That's GSX just puts a sticker on the ground, and that's that. So I think they need to move it further out. In real life, it would be further out, somewhere around here. That way they can actually begin, you'd actually have loading of the aircraft while you're fueling as well. So that's very interesting. But now they're going to start loading up the aircraft. We can get that going. 6 knot tailwind. Is that what you're showing right now, Max Racing? Is a 6 knot tailwind for departure? They're using runway 1, and the winds are out of the north as well. I mean, so if you look at the VATSIM ADAs, they're using runway 1, and they're going to send you to runway 1. However, we can do what you do. We could do that if you really want to. I can go over here, runway 1, or go 190, and I'm not going to do 6 knots. If I'm going to go above 5 knots, or even 5 knots and above, I'm just going to go ahead and take the whole 10 knot tailwind. So we'll do 190 at 10, and we'll leave everything else the same. Excellent. And then we'll send that to this McDo. Now we have the most restrictive numbers, and sometimes you'll want to do that. Sometimes you'll want to come in here and put in the most restrictive numbers, just so you know if the winds shift it around on your taxi out to be a tailwind of 10 knots, then you know you can take it. You can take all the way up to from a 10 knot tailwind all the way up to a headwind, and anything less than a 10 knot tailwind, you're good to go. And a lot of times, especially with weather moving through the area and the winds are going to be constantly changing around, yada yada yada, you'll just say, okay, let's just plan on having a tailwind departure. And so this is what the data is coming up with: 125, 131, 137, flaps 3. So there we go. And we'll double check the weight one more time, 177.2. So yeah, our weight says we should be good enough to do that as well. So we have the weight, we have the winds, and the temperature should be good as well. So the other thing, since we are doing a toga takeoff, the current outside air temperature needs to be at or below what we planned, which is 32 degrees. That's why I bumped the temperature up, because the current temperature is 31 degrees. So by doing 32 degrees, I know that we have the temperature to do a toga takeoff. Learning a lot from your channel and how to fly my Fenix better and get the most out of it. Well, thank you very much, Eddie. I know there's a lot of other Airbus streamers out there, but glad you tuned in and spent a little bit of time listening to me go off on random tangents here and there. Quite all right. So yeah, that's kind of how we would do our kind of like pre-departure preparation in terms of like which runway we're going to use. Are we taking a headwind or a tailwind? What's going to be our worst case scenario? So there we go. And if we look here, so our takeoff weight 177.2, that's a restriction, but look down here, we can go all the way up to 178.5. So this will be the limiting factor. We can go above this weight, even though this is the weight we plan to be on. We can go above this weight up to 2,000 pounds as long as we're below this weight. This is our limiting factor. So we don't have too much to play with, just about 1,300 pounds, somewhere around there. So, you know, in reality, if you had a lot of last minute passengers, we're already full. So it's not like we can get any worse than that. But let's say we weren't full and suddenly we had, I don't know, 30 passengers added on and all their bags and the extra fuel and all that stuff that it takes to fly all of that. Well, then that's going to change this number right here, and it could put you over this number. So that's why you can be above this number, but you got to be below this number. Alrighty, enough about takeoff performance. Let's see. Next phase. We did that. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and verify our route, shall we? We'll go ahead and go into plan mode. Now that the IRs are aligned, we'll go to flight plan down here. From DCA. Oh, before we start doing that, let me go ahead and do what we did earlier today. We want PLVIA, and then we're going to do a 1 mile ring. There's a prohibited airspace right there. We'll go ahead and return. We'll take off of a DC on runway 1, which is a 007 heading to intercept the 331 course to Revenge at or above 1,500 feet and a maximum of 220 knots. From there, we'll go to Bevel, not Rebel, and then Cove Toe, and then Alex. And then we have Doug at or above 4,000 feet, 250 knots. Then Ferb. And then we'll go all the way over to Suki at or above 5,000 feet. And then Sawan. From there, we'll proceed on to Bros. Direct to Bros. We'll pick up the Quebec 419. And we'll take that to Robbinsville. From there, we'll go direct to Creole. Oh no, sorry. Quebec 430. We'll take that to Creole. And then direct to HCO, I think that's Hamptons. and that will be the transition on the Jordan to arrival into Providence. We have a distance in the box at 343 nautical miles. 340 nautical miles, really, really close there. That all looks good. Excellent. Alrighty, let's go ahead and go up top, double check our IRs are all aligned with no faults. Recorder ground control is on. Our EFIS is set. We have the current QNH. We'll put that back in ARC. The top altitude, we got to climb via the SID. So the top altitude will be 5,000 feet. Let's go ahead and select that. Excellent. Our parking brake is on. And check. ECP and RMP are set. Let's go ahead and go into data, position. And we want... hide you real quick. There we go. We're looking for 3851.1, 3851.3, and 077, 02.3, 077, 02.5. Close enough for me. We'll get the terrain on ND going. Our ND itself looks good. Our PFD, we have V1, V2, climbing that. Blue flight directors 1 and 2. Oxygen, we can go ahead and check it, even though we don't need to since we are just turning the aircraft around. There we go. Excellent. Now we can go ahead and ask our Ghost FO if they're ready for a briefing. Yep. Looks like they're all done outside. Wow, that was really quick of them. Sweet. So we'll ask them what threats they have, and there's going to be a ton of threats. We have a few hotspots to cross on our way down to runway 1. We have a runway to cross here on Juliet as well. And we also have the prohibited airspace just north of the airport there. And there is a special engine failure procedure, but for simplification purposes, it is essentially the same as the departure here, with the exception of instead of going all the way out on the SID, we'll just continue out straight on out, and then we'll hold somewhere, you know, out here. So once we make this turn, we can just keep going straight and then clean up the aircraft and work the situation after that. So that's the biggest. So those are all of the biggest threats right there. Alrighty, so let's plan on to make everything easy on us. We'll push back. We'll start 2 of our engines up, and we'll run the before takeoff checklist route while we're stationary. That way we can be totally focused on the taxiing. Plan on taxiing out to runway 1 via Kilo 1 and probably Juliet. We'll have to cross runway 4 down to the end. When we do get there, plan on a flaps 3 toga takeoff. In the event of an engine failure, can I do a PAX on or off takeoff? I just noticed that. Hercules. Okay, so it's going to be a PAX off takeoff. There we go. PAX off takeoff, which is an APU bleed on takeoff. So that's what we'll plan on doing. Flaps 3. Toga, APU on. In the event of an engine failure, we'll follow the SID on out to Revenge, and then we'll just proceed straight ahead from there, clean up the aircraft with his ECAM. If we need to make an emergency return to a longer runway, we'll go to Dulles since it's off to the west there. If we can make a return here, we can. Otherwise, we'll continue out on the SID. Our top altitude is 5,000 feet. Departure frequency, I currently have the CTAF in there. Tower isn't online, so it'll be CTAF, and then we'll put in Unicom, and we're squawking 6533. Do you have any other questions? Nope. You're going to Dulles. Yep. That's pretty much, that'll be pretty much standard. If you lose an engine failure out of here, you're going to go to Dulles. That's pretty much the closest airport with the longest runways there. Excellent. So we do have our fuel. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. We can take the external power offline. APU bleeder can come on. The seatbelt sign can come on. Beacon light can come on at this time as well. Let's check our fuel. It is on board, balanced with the pumps on. Hydraulics are all within our fill range. Pressurization is auto with the correct landing elevation. And we do have the correct amount of engine oil in there. Excellent. I'll come down here. We'll get things gone here. Get gone. GPU can get gone. Excellent. Sweet. And we can do a B-Force. Our checklist recorder ground control is on. Flight forms and maintenance log on board. Reviewed aircraft 578. Fuel quantity. I think it was 18.4 required, 18.3 on board. Takeoff performance, we have 125, 131, 137, toga. Oxygen checked. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM checked. Parking brake is on and checked. MCDU set. Altimeters, we have 29906. Departure briefings review. The before start checklist is complete. Excellent. We'll go ahead and close up this door. We'll see everyone in Providence. Let's see here. I do have ground up on the #1 radio. I'm going to double check. I haven't heard anyone getting cleared into the alley yet. So here we go. Ground American 3318 is ready for push and start here on gate 42. I think it's 42. Yep.
American 3318, Washington ground, push and start approved, spot 4, call ready for taxi.
Alrighty, spot 4 will call ready for taxi for American 3318. Alrighty, so spot 4 is going to be a little bit deeper in the alley there. So that should be where GSX pushes us back to. So we'll go ahead and do a GSX pushback. How about that? There we go. Come on, GSX. Continue pushback and nose to the right. Alrighty, parking brakes release. We're clear to push. Sounds are coming up. We'll start at will. Let's nope, wrong side. That's not the side I wanted. I want this side. C-Max Racing. As we do our pushback here. We'll wait until our tail is turned into the alleyway before we start cranking the motors. You're just gonna keep doing that, huh? Something about DC you don't like, apparently. And that's what I do love about scenery developers that now say, ask, how much detail do you want? Do you want us to simulate people walking around? Do you want to simulate all the shops and stands inside the airport? All right, let's go ahead and start those engines. Brake set clear to disconnect the interphone. All right, sim sounds coming back down. Looks like we have a salute. I see spot 4 right in front of us. Excellent. Waiting for that gray box to disappear. Right here, it has disappeared. Let's go flaps 3. We'll leave the APU on with the APU bleed air on. Excellent. Alrighty, after start checklist. Engine and tires we don't need. Our status is checked and the rudder trim is at 0. After start checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and do a flight control check, shall we? Pull up. Pull down. Uh-oh, your game froze? Oh no, the sim crashed. Pull left. Pull right. Neutral. Welcome to the world of flight simming. Max racing. Pull left. Pull right. Neutral. I mean, you have been here for when that has happened to me several times where I've had my my game crash. I've had the sim crash, my computer crash. You know, it's it happens to literally all of us. So let's go ahead and get our auto brakes up to max here. Max for max racing. There we go. Let's see. We want to be at a Mach of 26.3. So that's about right here. About right there. We'll go ahead and put our predictive wind shear on, and we'll do a takeoff config check here. That looks good. Let's go ahead and do a before takeoff checklist. Flaps 3 planned, 3 indicated. Oh, I forgot to check the final load sheet here. Make sure we're in compliance. 156.0. What? Oh, right. We closed out a little bit lighter. That always works better for us. 156.0 and 27.0. All right, so we closed out a little lighter than what we had planned. That always is good. Alrighty. So sorry, flaps. Let's go back to that. 3 planned and 3 indicated.
Radio check.
5x5.
Takeoff data and speeds are all checked. Our weight, we were looking at 173.8. We're at 174.2. Stab trim, 26.3%. 26.3%. Flight controls are checked. ECAM memo, takeoff, no blue. We are to the line. I'll put performance up on that page. I'll put the flight plan up on this page. And let's go ahead and request taxi. We have information. Oscar. Low ground. American 3318, spot 4, ready to taxi. Oscar.
American 3318, thanks for Oscar. Runway 1, taxi via Kilo, Foxtrot, Juliet. Cross runway 4 at Juliet.
Ready, runway 1, Kilo, Foxtrot, Juliet, cross runway 4 in Juliet for American 3318. All right, so there we go. We'll do Kilo, Foxtrot, Juliet. We're cross 4 at Juliet there. Excellent.
All customers, frequency, Washington information, Papa current wind 0508, Washington altimeter 2996.
Yeah, the winds are slowly shifting around there. Well, just say that 3340 has to cancel for crew timeout. Okay, the crew timed out. Yeah, or you got a ground delay going to Providence. Let's see. There we go. I forgot to do that. See, this is why I like using the rudders to taxi. They glitch with the crew scheduling software. They didn't catch it until they connected the tug. So did it happen literally right as you're about to connect the tug there? Sorry about that, man. No, it's no problem, Max Racing. No, thank you for coming out and logging online and Attempting to fly out. I know how it goes, man. No worries there. I can feel in your pain right now. Might catch the next one if I can. There we go. It's gonna be at least a few days before I stream again. I'm sitting here already. Got a trip for tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Easy trip though, so should be back by tomorrow evening. Alrighty, I know it's gonna sound super early, but let's go ahead and finish our before takeoff checklist. Runway and FMS runway 1 in the box, on our screen and out the window. That is checked. Our minimum takeoff fuel will be 12.5 required, 18.1 on board.
You can monitor the CTAF. Have a nice one.
CTAF on the other side of runway 4, American 3318. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great night. Flight attendants, let's go ahead and seat them. Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. Notified engine mode is norm. TCAS is going on to TARA. The before takeoff checklist is complete. So, coming up here is Foxtrot. We'll turn left on Foxtrot, right on Juliet, and then we will cross runway 4. I do have the broken line off to the left here, which is why I'm cutting this turn the way I am. Oh, right as you connected to the tug. And this is with the Microsoft default stuff, right? I think we're going to try... I think I'm going to fresh install Flight Sim 2024. Yeah, you could try that. If they got like a debugger somewhere, I don't know if you're using Steam or something like that. Try seeing if there's a debugging tool or a debugger in Steam or something like that, and hopefully that would work. Let's see. Clear left, clear right. We're clear to cross. Got someone that looks like on short final here. We'll go ahead and put CTAF up, and we'll do 22.8 now. And I'm gonna check flight radar or VetSim radar. It doesn't look like anyone else is coming in to land on runway 1. So let's go ahead and self-announce. DCA traffic, American 3318 lining up runway 1, DCA traffic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the end down here. Checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and let the flight attendants know we're taking the runway. We'll get all of our lights on. Don't think this guy was announcing on CTAF. That's okay. I definitely cannot tell if this guy is on the runway. I don't think anyone is on the runway. Give him a little bit of time to get off the runway here. The wheels cocked a little bit to the side there. Yeah, I think we should be good. Let's go ahead and blast out of here, shall we? DCA traffic, American 3318 departing runway 1 on the Suki 5. DCA traffic. Alrighty. Looks like everything should be ours. Volume's coming up. Get 1.05 on the EPR. Looks good. Toga. Thrust set. $80 checked. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Autopilot 1's coming on. There we go. Don't know why it took so long for that to happen. There's the National Mall right there. Alright, let's listen to this wind down, shall we? Certainly interesting that the climb sounds louder than the Toga. That has to be an audio flaw. Flaps 1. No one's online. Let's go ahead and switch over to Unicom. Continue our climb on out to 33,000 feet, shall we? When we get the auto retract, we'll go ahead and go flaps up on the after takeoff checklist. There's the auto retract, flaps up after takeoff checklist. Ready, the landing gear is up, no lights, our flaps are up, and we have differential pressure. After takeoff checklist is complete. What a absolutely beautiful takeoff out of DCA. I'll bring the sim volume back down to a more reasonable level. Let's take a look out. Oh well, I thought we were getting ready to make this turn over Alex here. There we go. One more view of DC. Beanie Baby Gaming, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a great evening. You say I'm going to fly with another streamer that is an hour out from Providence. So I'm going to fly DC to Providence. Okay, no problem, Beanie Baby. Perfectly fine. If you were here last night, definitely XP72 had quite the conga line going up to Providence last night. Quite the guy. I think there was like some 20 something people flying along with him. Quite the line. So I do see that we have center and approacher online. So we should here in just about 30 minutes be getting radar services from Boston Center, and that will be good enough to get us on in. So we have Boston Center, we have ground tower, and approach all online. Absolutely beautiful. There's DCA right off of our wingtip there. What a beautiful view of the National Mall as we flew right over it. And I just realized we got the wing fences today, so we shouldn't have a floater coming into Providence, but you never know. We'll see how that goes. Alrighty, climbing through 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our lights turned off there. Give it to we'll do a 280 knot climb. We'll go ahead and do a 280 knot climb just until we get above some of these clouds here. Open for another beautiful breakout like we did earlier today. Seems like there's little pop-up storms all over the Northeast right now. Nothing crazy, just a little storm here, a little storm there. Beautiful. We'll try to get all of the views in, since when we land, we will not be doing a replay today. I repeat, we will not be doing a replay today after we land. Even though I'll probably still go through my usual routine. We'll record it anyway. But the plan is when we get down to Providence, we'll hop in the drone, take the drone on down to downtown Providence, and pop into the FSExpo. Yep, you have some in Ohio too, Eddie. Oh wow. Oh wow, yeah, they're all over the place, huh? I mean, that's not the best radar. I mean, flat sim radar is not the best tool to use overlay weather, but in Ohio, most of Ohio looks like it's under some sort of thunderstorm. Very interesting. Once we break out of the tops here, just like we did earlier, we'll do the chime to let them know we're out of sterile and it is safe to get up and serve. Look at that beautiful view coming out of the clouds. Absolutely fantastic. Probably one more build up to go. Just one more little bit of itty bitty build up right in front of us. Once we pass that, I think we'll be on top of everything. Let me go ahead and bring up the brightness of our displays here too. There we go. Much better. Much better. Alrighty. Looking good. We'll go ahead and let them know we are through our sterile. We're transition standards set. Oh, nope. Set once, set twice, and set eek. Set. Come on. Thrice. There we go. Let's see. Does this come all the way out or is it just slide out? It just. What about the seat? Oh, come on, Phoenix. You're not gonna have the seat come down. That's okay. That is quite all right. This will work just fine. There we go. Got Max racing in the jump seat on the way up with us to Providence. Here, I'll save this view. Yeah, that'll be that view. I don't need the iPad view anymore. We'll save that view like that so we can pop in and out. Beautiful. Pretty much exactly what you'd see in a jump seat too. Maybe a little zoomed in, but I mean, for the most part, it's exactly what you would see. I mean, did I back it up just a little bit? Maybe. Because usually... Yeah, usually these chairs are pretty much in the far forward position, depending on how tall someone is. Oh, the seat's all the way down. Go ahead and raise those seats up a little bit. There we go. There's your realistic view right there. No. No, it wouldn't be. I mean, if you're in the jump seat, I mean, you could deadhead in the jump seat. No one's saying that you're not allowed to do that. But usually if the company takes you off your trip and then decides to deadhead you somewhere, you're going to have a seat in the back. You're going to have a seat right... Ooh, that is very close. You're going to have a seat right... Oh, that's cool. Since we're in flight, it has the curtain drawn. Look at there. Yeah, you're going to sit right here. Yeah. Look at there. There's your seat. Not sure. That's your seat right there, since you're deadheading. Only the best. Only the best, right? Let's go ahead, pop on some en route tunes here. Look at that. That's pretty much what you'd see, too. If you could get, like, that far up against the window and that far forward. The 321 is kind of hard to see the wingtip. Especially from the flight deck. He says, so if I time out, can the company legally assign me a commute to where they want to place me in case, in this case, Providence? It depends on how much duty time you have left in your day. But yeah, they could do that. So, like, yeah, so you see, like, even here, like, see how hard it is to actually see the wingtip? The sharklet is a little bit easier to see out here. There we go. And you see, we're kind of like, we're kind of getting outside the airframe here. So yeah, in real life, you can't clip through a hard wall. So that's literally the best you're gonna get looking at the wing on the 321. You're not gonna see much. But yeah, so like now you're starting to get into like 117 rules and 117 rules and regulations, and that can be very, very muddy water when it comes down to duty time and deadhead time, and does your deadhead go past the duty day? And yeah, it can get very muddy very quickly. So usually if you have a question about it, scheduling also has a 117 117 expert, I should say, that they reference as well. So if you ever had a question, then you could ask scheduling, and scheduling should be able to get that information for you, since they also need to comply with 117 regulations, right? So it's up to the company. So it's up to the way the law is written, it's up to both parties. It's up to the flight crew and it's up to the company to build and maintain 117 legalities. So if someone busts 117, it becomes a joint responsibility. You're both equally to blame for that illegality. Ready. Next frequency is going to be Boston Center 134.7. So we'll go ahead and try to get that. Does crew scheduling take in diversions as a factor? So like, yeah, if you divert, yeah. So if you divert, I mean, your duty day is your duty day, but it doesn't. So on the 117 legality, it doesn't really change anything, because it doesn't actually take the diversion doesn't count as an extra leg that you flew, so it doesn't, you don't need to re-reference your 117 table. Did I say 134.7? There we go. Boston Schindler should be contacting us here. I don't know. Fairly soon, I would hope. No. We have quite a ways before we actually get into Boston Center's airspace. No problem there. We shall chill out. There we go. But yeah, in terms of like 117 rules, yeah, they when you divert, your 117 legalities are constantly changing based on different factors. Like even just your flight plan can change your 117 legality. So let's say you were within 30 minutes of timing out, but your flight plan has you getting in 30 minutes early. Well, that changes your 117 legalities, right? So you have a little bit of buffer time there that you can play around with, since your flight plan is going to be way under block. So it's stuff like that. Now, the opposite can be true. Let's say your flight plan has you getting in 5 minutes late. Well, now you're not legal to take off, because your flight plan has you getting in behind schedule. So, so it can work both ways. But yes, scheduling tries to factor in as much as they can, and the software is actually pretty good at what it does in terms of scheduling crew and keeping 117 legalities on the up and up. And should anything fall through the cracks, which is very rarely, or should scheduling or you have any questions, you can always get in contact with someone that can look up the 117 regs, and they know how to interpret the regs, probably more so than not. It's going to be in favor of the company, but you know, there's someone there that can say this is what this actually means. So for those of you just tuning in, welcome to the Eagle's Nest. We are cruising on our way up to Providence, Rhode Island. Right now, I think it's going to be a little tame, which is perfectly fine with me. I'd much rather get in before the hot mess of people who will be coming in. I don't know. I think there's another conga line going in tonight. I just don't know who it is. That will be flying in to Newark tonight, or not Newark, Providence. Don't know who it's gonna be. It's gonna be someone though, and I'm sure they're gonna be bringing a ton of people with them. And before we actually get into anyone's airspace, let me go ahead and take a quick lavatory break. I have no clue what's been going on with me the last day or so, but quick lavatory break. That way I'll be ready for when ATC is online and we are ready to get rocking and rolling into Providence. So I will be right back. There we go. Sorry about that. We are back, ready to rock and roll for our arrival here into Providence. Probably about 20 minutes away from getting into Boston's airspace here. Maybe a little bit less than 20 minutes. Okay. Oops, I forgot we did a 280 knot climb. Okay. Let's go ahead and bump that up. It's nice and smooth right now. We'll bump that up to 8.0. 8.0. Let's see. We'll get our company message here. Nope. I am clicking buttons too fast. There we go. Yeah. QJ ADC. Let's see. It wants us to... Oh, we might need to start descending here soon. Let's go ahead and bring up the Jordan 2 arrival. So annoying how slow that is. We got Jordan at 11,000. Haven't gotten an auto ATC yet, though. So we'll go ahead and select 11,000. And we want Jordan at 11,000. We'll insert that. That looks good. All right. We got a plan, 10 nautical miles. We want Hampton, Jordan, Minx, and a heading. So we got Hampton, Jordan, Minx, and a heading. There goes Boston Center wanting us to contact them on 134.7. There we go. And let's bring up the ILS to runway 5. So for that, we're looking at Kenty and Cutsy at or above 2,000 feet. From Cutsy to the runway, we're looking at about 6 miles. 6 miles, 3-degree glide slope. For the missed approach, climb to 800. Then a climbing left hand turn to 2,500 on a 270 heading, and outbound on the 321 radial to Fosty. And hold. That all looks good there. Rad nav, we have IPVD 1093, 1093, 046, 047, close enough, and a 3-degree glide slope. So that all looks good there. Progress, let's go. KPVD, runway 05. Nope, 05. Excellent. Performance approach page here. The current weather down there, we should have VetSim weather, so let's go ahead and pull up VetSim weather. 060 at 5.
5 arrival, runway 4 right, the Boston altimeter 3017.
The temperature is 17 degrees. It's been nice up there all day. And the altimeter 3016. Minimums are going to be 253. Full flaps. Low auto brakes. There we go. Hello, Boston Center, American 3318, flight level 330.
American 3318, Boston Center, hello, cross Jordan at maintain 1000, the Providence altimeter 3016.
Cross Jordan at maintain 11,000 for American 3318. Alrighty, so we have our descent clearance there. I'll go ahead and manage up our speed, and we can manage up our altitude as well. All looks good there. We can ask our FO if he's ready for
Bravo contact Boston approach 133.
a briefing. Yep, he is. What are your threats? Probably gonna get a little bit busy as we head into Providence. Runway 5 is pretty much straight in from the arrival here, so it could be tight getting down and getting configured and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll if we need to use the speed brakes to get down, we'll use the speed brakes to get down and get slowed so that we can get configured in time for their approach. We both have reviewed the arrival. Only restriction is Jordan at maintain 11,000. Otherwise, let's plan on doing a visual. We'll back it up with the ILS to runway 05. Gonna be chart 11-1 dated 15 October 21. The frequency is gonna be 109.3047. So final approach course. Cut C's at 2000. DA is 253. The touchdown zone is at 53 feet. MSA around the Providence VOR is going to be 2,600 feet all quadrants. For the missed approach, climb to 800, then a climbing left turn to 2,500 on a 270 heading outbound on a 321 radio to Fosti and hold. Okay, those notes don't apply to us. Pappy is on the right, ALSF2 lighting when we do land. Plan a left-hand turn off on probably November. Bravo or November. November will be the one that takes us right back around to the ramp. So let's plan on November. How about that? Anything else you'd like to add to our briefing? Nope. Excellent. 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 There we go. We are on our way down.
Cronin 298, descend to maintain 11,000 to the Bradley altimeter 3017.
Let me go ahead and set approach in 12367. There we go. Just trying to stay one frequency ahead. That's literally all I'm trying to do is stay one frequency ahead.
Boston Center, good evening. KLF 9 heavy, available 360, 60 meters from the top of the miles.
KLM 259 Boston Center, hello, maintain flight level 360 and walk 4724.
Okay, flight level 360, squawk 4724, KLF 359.
Last few days have been a good few days off for me here. Definitely been spending at least the last day or so, day or two, trying to get my hydration game back up. Been drinking a decent amount of water here, trying to stay away from the other stuff. I mean, the other day I did have a coffee. Did have a coffee this morning too, which isn't bad, but yeah, definitely been trying to increase my water intake, and we'll see. Starting Monday, might start a workout routine that I haven't done in quite some time, just to get something going. Issue is consistency. I just have no consistency, and it's kind of hard, you know, with a schedule that's constantly changing. It's hard to get any sort of consistency. So I'm hoping that the next few days I'll be able to establish something a little consistent before my life gets crazy all over again. This week has been absolutely insane with 2 streams a day for the last 4 straight days. I hope you all have been enjoying it. thus far.
Delta 1187 descend via the J Fund 2 arrival, runway 4 right, the Boston altimeter 3017.
Send on the J Fund 2 altimeter 3017, Delta 1187.
And runway 4 right.
And 4 right, Delta 1187.
American 100, leave Meyer space, Moncton Center's closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Jump seat view right here. Jump seater making sure we're staying on track. This is why you always want to include your jump seater as part of the crew. They definitely do see a lot, and
44 Boston Center, climb and maintain flight level.
since they're not actually at the controls, they have a lot more processing power and can see a bigger picture than the two people sitting right in front of them. So that's why you always want to include the jump seater as part of the crew.
Starship 881 Whiskey Boston Center, radar contact, maintain flight level 330. Maintain 330, 881 Whiskey.
Boston Center, good evening. Learjet November 421 Sierra Victor, flight level 270.
November 421 Sierra Victor, Boston Center, hello, maintain flight level 270.
Maintain 270, Sierra Victor.
American 3318, contact Providence approach 123.67.
12367 for American 3318. Have a great day.
You as well, Air Canada 819, contact Providence approach 123.
All right, 12367. There we go. We'll go ahead and tune that up. We have information uniform 3016 is the altimeter. Let me go ahead and reselect that now once. Twice. And thrice. Now, one thing I don't think anyone has really gotten is the airplane actually can't take into account the altimeter change and calculates that into its descent profile, so that suddenly when you pull or push this, you're not high or low.
November 757 Alpha Foxtrot, turn right heading 320, vectors to final, descend and maintain 2000.
Right 320 and done 2000, Fox.
Clear approach. American 3318, flight level 193, descending across Jordan at 11,000. We have information uniform.
American 3318, Providence approach, the altimeter 3016, expect the ILS runway 5.
We'll expect the ILS runway 5 for American 3318. There we go. We are checked in. We'll expect the ILS to runway 5. Let's go ahead and get our wing light on. We should get the big flash here in about right now. There we go. So transition 3016 with 3016 at once, twice, and thrice. Let's go ahead and do a descent checklist, shall we? Altimeters. Altimeters is going to be 3016. Auto brake is low. Perf approach page is set. Arrival briefing is reviewed. We have the Jordan 2 and a visual approach backed up with the ILS to 5. Status is checked. The descent checklist is complete. Excellent. I go ahead and we will pause our music there so I can get fully focused in here. I don't think it's insanely busy here right now, so I'm not anticipating being vectored all over the U.S. to land here. But you never know. You never know what you can see and can't see on the radar.
November 7 Alpha Foxtrot, 3 miles from QC, turn right heading 080 to re-intercept, maintain 2000 until established on the local exit, cleared ILS runway 5 approach.
What I'll also do is I'll take our speed over right now. I don't know why it's hanging out at right at the bottom there. The engines would spool back up and just kind of keep you really close to the carrot. So I don't know why it was doing that. I'll take over our speed so we can activate the approach phase, and then I'm gonna come down here to our arrival. Nope, that's not what I want. I wanted to go direct to, and then I was gonna say Kinty, radial N, and then I'll just hold it right there. We won't activate that. We won't do anything with it. We will just hold this right here. Providence Tower is 120.7. So yeah, let's go ahead and pre-select that. Excellent. You can kind of see a little bit of shoreline down there. See? Got a little shoreline down there. Pretty sure that's Long Island. Very interested to see this crossing. Okay, the mileage and the altitude looks like it's going to work out. Seems like we were going to be ever so slightly high, but the math is mathing.
Providence Fresh Kronos 298, leveling 7,000 uniform.
Kronos 298, Providence approach, altimeter 3016, expect the ILS runway 5.
Runway 5, Kronos 298.
Alrighty, once we level off here at 11, I'll bring the speed back to 250. Since I know we're going to be pretty much going right into runway 5. So, there we go.
Heading 360, descend and maintain 4,000.
Alrighty, depart Mink on a heading at 360 and descend now to maintain 4,000 for American 3318. Alrighty, very interesting. So down to 4,000 we go. And Mink on a 360 heading. This is very interesting.
819, descend and maintain 3,000. Descend and maintain 3,000, Air Canada 819.
I'm going to go ahead and give us some speed brake. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. There we go. Flight attendants are preparing. Go ahead and get all of these on. Let them know we're back in sterile. Let's get to the back for that beautiful speed brake view. There we go. And even though I said we're not doing one, I'm still going to start up the replay here. We'll start recording that.
That was broken. Say again, 180 heading what?
Descend and maintain 3,000, please.
180 heading 3,000.
There we go. We're recording.
Air Canada 819, cross Lefay at or above 2,000, cleared ILS runway 5 approach. Lane 3 at or above 2000 and clear to the ILS 05 approach, Air Canada 819. American 3318, say airspeed.
250 knots for American 3318.
American 3318, maintain 210 knots.
210 knots for American 3318. Alrighty, so now this is where the A321, you're in like the worst position if you're an A321, if you're in an A321, because you're trying to go slow, you're trying to get down, and you have the hook here, you're fighting the hook is literally what's happening. So I'll ease the speed brakes back down all the way to the full stowed position. Maybe I put that hook right on green dot there so we can get flaps 1 going. There we go. Flaps 1 speed verified. That's like as soon as you got flaps 1 out, that hook goes all the way down. We'll get the speed brakes going all the way back out again.
Southwest 1429 Providence approach. Information. Uniform is current. Altimeter 3016. Expect the ILS runway 5.
ILS runway 5 3016, 1429.
Air Canada 819. You super high? Or are you gonna need vectors to descend?
We're descending on course to Vienna for 05.
I can't see anyone on flight radar, so I don't know who this Air Canada person is. They're in a 320. They're going to have a hard time because 320 only gets half speed brakes. So he may be using speed brakes and he may have them all the way to full, saying, why am I not descending as quick as I think I should? And it could be because you only get half speed brakes in a 320. Even at full speed brakes, you only get half unless you turn off the autopilot. All right, we're 5 for 4. And I think Air Canada is who we're going to be behind. So that's why he has us slowed down. A little gusty up here. Those engines sound so realistic too.
Kronos 298, reduce speed 190.
Alrighty, getting pretty close to Mink here. Once we cross Mink, I will select north.
Actually, let's see. Maintain 190 knots, then descend and maintain 2000.
We might be behind a Kronos here. I hope we're not behind a Kronos. We could be getting vectored all over the place if that's the case. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and pre-select 360, since that's what we need to depart. Mink's on. Excellent.
3318, descend and maintain 2000.
Descend and maintain 2000, America 3318. 2000. We'll go ahead and go open. That's set. Let's go ahead and we can select our heading now.
Or greater until 5 mile final.
170 knots or greater until 5 mile final, Air Canada 819.
Kronos 298, turn left heading 140.
And I'll go ahead and we will activate this. Excellent. Should be absolutely perfect. I think he's going to put Kronos behind us, which is why he slowed the Kronos down.
Providence approach, American 541, 70,000 feet, tune as indicated.
American 541 Providence approach, altimeter 3016, expect the ILS runway 5.
Not quite as close as I thought we were. What a rate?
American 541.
American 3318, reduce speed 190, fly heading 320.
320190 on the speed for American 3318.
Kronos 298, reduce speed 170.
Field side, Kronos 198.
320, 190 on the speed.
Kronos 298, turn left heading 080, join the localizer.
080, field in sight, Kronos 298.
Kronos 298, cleared visual approach from runway 5, maintain 170 knots.
Flaps 2, speed verify. Let's get to the back for this.
170 knots, Kronos 298.
Air Canada 819, contact tower 120.7.
Beautiful.
7 for Air Canada 819, taxi,
American 3318, turn right heading 360.
360, American 3318. Back to north again. There we go.
Southwest 1429.
Eddie, you just learned more about the speed brakes. Yeah, it's only on the 320s. The 319 and 321 with the autopilot on, you can get full speed brakes.
3318, did I bring you down to 190?
Affirmative, American 3318.
Roger, thank you. Kronos 298, maintain 170 knots until 5 mile final, contact tower 120.7.
Don't know what the reasoning behind that is. Obviously, they want you to be hand flying it if you're going to have full speed brakes. There might be something weird with the length of the airplane and how the air blows over the tail. I have no clue. So that is what it is. Let's go ahead and arm our speed brakes, shall we? I hope this auto cycles to cutsy. Alrighty. I guess I can dim that. That's way too bright. Looks like we got about 6 miles of separation here. Is he going to clear us for the approach? Yep, there we go. That's cycled. Excellent. Sir, would you like...
American 3318, turn right heading 020, join the localizer.
020, join the 5 localizer for American 3318. Alrighty, we'll join the localizer from here. Airport's in sight. There it is. Up there.
Providence approach, Learjet November 12421 Victor at 13,000, descending 11,000. We have information vector.
November 4210 Victor, Providence approach. Thanks for information, Victor. Altimeter 3017, expect the ILS runway 5.
ILS runway 5, 10 Victor.
American 541, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000, American 541.
Southwest 1429, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, 1429.
Low capture. Whisper altitude is going to be 2,500 feet. Yep. Okay.
American 3318, 2 miles from QC, cleared ILS runway 5 approach.
Cleared ILS 5 approach for American 3318.
American 3318, contact tower 120.7.
120.7 for American 3318. Thanks for the ATC. Have a good night.
Good day.
There we go. I'm going to go ahead and slow this down so we're not just like screaming in here. I do not know why that just randomly decided to not be on that window. Excellent. Hello, Tower American 3318, ILS 5.
Still on to approach.
Gotta flip the switch. Here we go. That's never happened in the real world. Low tire American 3318, ILS 5. Alright, glide slope capture, set the missed approach altitude 2,500. Gear down.
5 miles and trail of a PC-12, runway 5, clear to land.
Runway 5 cleared to land for American 3318. Alrighty.
Air Canada 819, thank you. Welcome to Providence. Contact ground point 9. Good night.
Flaps 3, speed verified. And flaps full, speed verified. Before landing checklist. Altimeters, we have 3016 and 1740. Engine mode is norm. Landing gear is down. And 3 green, the ECAM memo, landing, no blue. Before landing checklist is complete. Excellent. Look at there. Beautiful. And I gave myself plenty of space for this PC-12 right in front of us, I would hope. Let's go ahead and do 121.9. Of course, it'd be like the one time I pre-select ground is going to be the one time I'm going to have to end up going around or something like that. Stable. Volume's coming up. I'll talk to you all on the ground.
Chronos 29. Disregard.
Hopefully Kronos 290 is on his way off the runway here. Onto a taxiway, not off the side of the runway or anything like that. Because I have no clue where he is, and I obviously can't see him. But we are clear to land. Winds are pretty steady on the nose here. We got a little bit of ground speed mini action going on. Alrighty, autopilot's off.
500.
Stable target sync 9.
Above. Minimum. $100.
Light slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Deployed. Manual braking. Auto brakes are off. $80. $60. Excellent. I missed November here, but that is quite all right. Oh, no. This is November. Right just here. Exactly where I wanted to turn. Alright. So we'll make that turn right here then. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time this week, welcome, welcome, welcome to Providence.
American 3318, welcome to Providence. Hold short. Hold short of Mike for now and give ground a call 17.9. Good night.
Alrighty, okay. Well, hold short of Mike and give ground a call for American 3318. Have a great night. Thanks for the ATC.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty.
Southwest 1532, Providence.
They really do need to get more LOAs going here, because Tower would actually take you all the way to the ramp. Low ground, American 3318 is clear of runway 23 on November.
American 3318, hello, taxi to the terminal via November, Foxtrot, Tango if you need it, cross runway 16.
Alrighty, we'll take November Tango cross 16 and we'll be parking gate 3 if that's open for your American 3318.
Oh, roger, okay, so then, yeah, it's going to be November Tango.
November Take It, thank you very much. Have a great evening. Thanks for the ETC and happy FSExpo.
You as well.
Alrighty, there we go. Flaps up.
Hello, KLM 45 with you, reporting Victor.
Not gonna forget the APU tonight. No, no, no. No, sir, not forgetting that.
5 taxi, or runway 4, or runway 45 taxi via Tango Mike.
Taxi Tango Mike, KLM 45.
I'm doing this in the exact wrong order, the exact backwards order, but that's quite alright. Alrighty, so we'll take this, we'll turn left onto Tango and taxi to the ramp. Gate 3 is going to be your gate tonight. Well, let me double check that. I'm pretty sure it's gate 3. That's what I have for tonight. Yep, gate 3. Sounds good to me. Eddie says nice landing. Thank you very much, Eddie. I find that in the Fenix the non-sharklet is well, it doesn't float as much, so makes it a little nicer to land. If I did the same flare in a sharklet, we would have floated all the way down the runway. Alrighty. One of these is Tango. I think this is Victor. The very first turn is Victor, so the second turn is Tango. And forgot to get GSX going. Gate 3. Excellent. Yeah. In all actuality, in most of your smaller airports like this, once you land tower, it'll take you straight over to the gate. No need to fiddle around with contacting ground or anything like that unless they have like complex taxi instructions to give you. Have a KLM right in front of us. Very interesting. Go ahead and get that last light turned off there. APU is up and going. Absolutely beautiful. Ooh, is someone doing a go around? Looks like someone might be doing a go around right here. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, pay attention. Well, let's see. 3 is around the corner here.
20.7, have a great night.
Providence ground southwest 330, we have Victor ready for push.
I thought I set up gate 3 here. I guess I didn't, because it's showing that southwest stuff. I don't know what in the world. Geez, that's the other thing I noticed with the new update. It doesn't allow you to, at least on some of the gates, it doesn't give you a choice. It just pops up with a default southwest ground crew. So I'm like, okay, my guys. GSX, just stop making updates. Just leave it where it is. We can hate. If we know what the issues are, we can work around it, GSX. Please stop making the updates, because you break something every time. Every time you do an update. Should be right about. Oh, okay. I clearly don't know where the center line is then. There we go. We'll go ahead and stop the aircraft right there for the final time here in Providence. We'll turn the seatbelt sign off. That looks good. We'll go downstairs. We can turn off engine 1. We have the APU going, so we can turn off engine 2. Back up to the overhead here. We can get our fuel pumps off. Our beacon light can come off. And there we go. They're going to start deboarding us. Excellent, 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 excellent. Let's go ahead and do an OSO check one last time. Oil looks good. Returning back to the reservoir. Their hydraulics are all within the fill range or status. We don't have any class 2 messages, and we still haven't leaked any oxygen yet. We can go ahead and do a shutdown checklist. Our parking brake is on and coming up here. Checked. Engine masters are off. Engine mode norm. Speed brake disarmed. Radar is off. Windshield PWS is off. Our fuel pumps are all off, and the APU is, oh sorry, I skipped the slides. 8 disarmed. APU is on. The shutdown checklist is complete there. We can go ahead and
Providence ground, southwest 330, ready for taxi.
store a jump seat. Thank you, jump seater. We'll store the jump seat. Beautiful.
Tango Mike, runway 5, southwest 330.
So, would we like to hop on the drone cam and head down to downtown Providence? Is that something we want to do right now, or do we want to wait till we're fully deplaned to hop on to downtown Providence? Let me know.
And Providence ground, good evening, American 541, requesting taxi to parking.
American 541, stay parking.
I guess since it's going to be busy, we can go ahead and we'll disconnect from VATSIM there. That way we're not taking up precious resources. Go ahead and get rid of that. You know what? Why not? Let's just hop right into the drone cam because they're going to be deplaning whether we're going to be here or not. I already said we're not doing a replay. Ooh, let me stop the replay, by the way. They said we'll forego the replay since we'll be spending our time downtown. There we go. Just in case we get some votes in the chat for a replay here. But here we go. We'll go out to the drone view. And just like that, my computer crashed. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Don't know what's hogging all the frames here. It's clearly something that's hogging all the frames. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's and take a flight there tomorrow from Cleveland. That should be fun. Definitely do it. Here's why I would say you should do it. Outside of the obvious, it looks good, right? Like this scenery looks spectacular. I have yet to take you all through it. There we go. Here we go. So we are in the terminal here. I have my drone speed set up way too fast for this. Let's do this. Bring you back to a more reasonable level. There we go. So pretty much it's not like a high high quality interior. Like it's not going to be like 18K textures or whatever, but I mean, for what it is, I don't really care about having a super high quality. This is weird. I am not on a floor, but I'm not on a floor. So yeah, you have your baggage claim down here. Got the escalators that go up to the terminal area. Then you have this. Welcome to Rhode Island. That is actually there. They actually have a sailboat there. Very interesting. I think sailing is big there, or something like that. So there we go. Well, let's head on out to the main curb here. Let's do upper level so I can actually see where we're going here. They actually have a little walkway. Our airplane should be over there. You can see the little tail. Beautiful. Rhode Island TF Green International Airport. Wow, they even have people in the walkway. I didn't think they would have people on the walkway. Wow. So you got the Skyway to the cars, to the rental car lot or the parking lot. And I guess there's a train that runs. I have no clue where the train runs, but they have one. This is a very long way. At least it's all inside. In the wintertime, I bet you this is insanely nice to have. A lot of walking, but also insanely nice to have. And here, there we go. Now we are in the parking lot. No cars here. Not a very popular place to park, apparently. But there we go. Is there a train station somewhere? I don't know if there's a train. Oh, there's tracks right there. So there, yeah, you can catch the train to somewhere from here. So there we go. Let's go ahead and there's downtown. So we'll zoom our way on to downtown. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll increase our drone speed here. There we go. Beautiful. I don't know why I'm trying to follow a main road there. That's the beautiful thing about Flight Sim. You could literally follow a main road just like you would in real life. Let's turn down this main road. Although I'm pretty sure there's an interstate that'll take you right there. Like this, you can kind of tell we reached the suburbs of Providence, right? Look how huge these houses are. Huge Victorian style houses that lead right on down to like this industrial area. Beautiful. But like you can definitely tell this is the suburbs, and the closer we get to the city, the more industrialized things are getting. Here's the highway. Yeah, let's take the highway on in. There we go. Don't know what this little center is right here. If that kind of looks like the logo for like the La Quinta Hotel. I doubt that's a hotel though. Rhode Island Hospital. Oh, that's what that is. Rhode Island Hospital, 150 years. Okay. I mean, the fact that it's just detailed enough that even with default Microsoft Flight Simulator, I don't have enhanced downtown, anything like that. This is just default Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and I can still read what's on the building there. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, sorry. Instead of us listening to cars, we listen to a little bit of music here. There we go. And here is downtown Providence, Rhode Island. Looks pretty good. Yes, sir. This it's I mean, I am not mad about it at all. Max Racing says, nice landing. Thanks for the FSExpo shuttles. Enjoy your trip and hope to catch you in the next one. Thank you very much, Max Racing. Really do appreciate you coming in, flying along with me, spending a little bit of time in the Eagle's nest up here. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. So looks like this highway really goes all the way around downtown, but the important part downtown, see if I can bring my drone camera. We'll slow it down a lot more. Maybe even slower than this. Yeah, there we go. We'll take this little exit here. Flight Sim really doesn't do bridges that well. This looks like it could be a walkway that connects the two buildings. It looks like the Capitol right there. Right on the water. Well, the Capitol building in the background. This looks like it's a mall. Yeah, I'm definitely a little lost down here in downtown. There we go. I think I am finding my way back to where I need to be. There we go. There is actually an open door, and look at that. There are people standing all around. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you're staying at, this looks like, is that the Omni? The flag says Omni Hotels. So if you're going to FSExpo, hopefully you're staying at the Omni Hotels. We have Flight Simulation Association. I didn't even know that was a real thing. I didn't even know that was a real thing, but apparently it is. Flight Simulation Association, Omni Hotels and Resorts. That's this hotel right here. And it looks like it's going to be connected directly to, if not adjacent from, the Expo Center here. And the doors are open and welcoming us in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FSExpo. We're greeted with Los Angeles from I&I Builds. Obviously, this is an I&I scenery, so they have taken their time to put their I&I branding everywhere. Exclusive show deal, 15% off, which is happening right now in the I&I Build store. I'm pretty sure it's happening right now in the I&I Build store. I think that's how I got this scenery. Was 15% off. So you get it while it is on its slight discount. I'm really wondering how this guy is going to navigate this escalator here. They should have an elevator, sir. They should have an elevator for you just around the corner. Don't tempt fate there, sir. So yeah, we have lots of little things here. You got the FSExpo logo. You have the Synoptic A320. Hopefully they will be showing off some stuff. I&I with their updates to the A350. It's been a while since I've flown that. Let's go ahead and go down the hall here. FS Elite, obviously one of the places where I get my flight sim news. A lot of times when I'm on the road and I just have a minute or two to look up an article, FS Elite is usually what pops up on my screen for me. Let's see. Is there a... Nope, there's no entrance right here. Let's keep going then. We'll go down here and we'll go up the escalator, shall we? There we go. Looks like the second floor is where the main hall is. And is there anything on the third floor? Nope. Just empty space. We'll head back down. If that's the case, then we'll head to the showroom floor, shall we? Wow, wow, wow. Now, I have not been to an FSExpo. This looks like it's going to be a massive, massive exhibit at FSExpo. Look at how much floor space is here. I don't know if this is the actual layout or if I was just putting things together just to put things together. But we have a Moza booth. And it's kind of cool. They included a bunch of little simulator setups so you can virtually go to your little the Moza booth and sit in a virtual sim setup there. Coming on down, Thrustmaster. Of course, you're not going to have Moza without having Thrustmaster there. Obviously, that's what I use. I use a Thrustmaster TCA Captain's Pack, and I am very happy with it. I have 1 or 2 mods on it to give me a little bit more range on my thrust levers, but other than that, I really do like the feel and quality of it. Meridian, which used to be Honeycomb, but they are now Meridian, and I think they're going to be coming out with a new yoke or throttle quadrant. I'm not too sure, but yeah, Meridian GMT. That used to be Honeycomb, so we will see what they have in the works there. Looks like we have a presentation stage over here. What is this? Dogfight Dynamics. That doesn't look like DCS. I don't know what Dogfight Dynamics is. Pure Air, PU Air. Okay, yeah. I think they're the ones. They have the FMS FMSs that you can hook up to your computer and get do your FMS programming right there. So that's really cool. Northern Reliable Transport. They're with Care. I wonder if they're one of the vendors that helps everyone get all of their equipment to where it needs to be. Fly the Mad Dog. ARSM, Aviation Radio Simulator. Wow, that's interesting. And then you have AvNav, Aviation Navigation. I have no clue. But they do say intentions. Hopefully, it's expecting some big announcements there. I would really like... I am very much on the verge of getting say intentions. I'm just not too sure. I'm looking for a little traffic injection simulator, or a traffic injection app that will be able to do ATC and handle traffic injection. We have PMDG. I think they have several announcements that they're going to make. They, of course, missed out on FSExpo last year because they were trying to get the 777 ready for release. So I think they have a lot of fun things in the works coming out of the PMDG studios there. Orbex, great scenery developer there. Corsair, obviously, if you need a new PC, Corsair is the way to go. Miltech Simulations. So it really makes me wonder if a lot of these are going to be the actual vendors that are there. Of course, front and center, we have the I with all of their products there. WinWing, of course. Might upgrade my thrust levers to a WinWing thrust lever thing when that comes out. I saw that at FS Weekend. Some people reviewing that, so can't wait for that to come out because that seems like it's going to be good competition there for Thrustmaster. There's Honeycomb. Okay, so I thought Meridian broke off from Honeycomb and Honeycomb is no more, but I do not know. So yeah, this is the FSExpo Hall. Now, will it be set up just like this? I have absolutely, positively no clue. but it does seem like it's an impressive size, and a lot of vendors will be there. Seems like it will be fun. For those of you who are going, enjoy. For those of you who this is your FSExpo, this is what you get to see. Welcome, 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 our virtual FSExpo goers. You at least got a little bit of a sneak peek into the expo, even though you couldn't be there in all actuality. X-Plane making a big splash. X-Plane 12. I don't know what this huge black thing is. There's something super top secret in X-Plane 12 going on inside of there. And then lastly, all the way in the back, this looks like a huge presentation area down over here that they're gonna have. So 2 huge presentation stages. And then this is why I say I think this weekend they're gonna have America all lit up, because look how many PCs they have over here for VetSim. I assume these are all going to be virtual air traffic control stations here. So not just flight sim PCs, but virtual air traffic control stations. So we shall see. So yeah, there we go. We have a few different virtual airlines there. Excellent. What a beautiful view of the expo there. So there we go. That is how we will finish our FSExpo shuttle. For all of you who came and tagged along with me, thank you very much for doing so. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Max Racing. Thank you very much, Ed E, for coming on out. It's been a little bit of time in the Eagle's Nest there, sir. William, thank you very much as well. I really do appreciate that. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone here. We have Ed E, Max Racing, William, and Beanie Baby Gaming. Pretty sure he was here earlier tonight. Beanie Baby Gaming, thank you very much for coming in, stopping in, and saying hello. I will be off for the next few days. Don't know what I'm going to be doing after that. But I'll figure it out between now and then. But in the meantime, please be sure to take care of yourself and each other. Until then, my name is Grey Eagle. Peace.